everybody, it's Lord Tremendous here. Got another battle report here for you. 2,500 point battle. Lord Tremendous, that's me, of the Warriors of Chaos, versus Death Holy Death, my Dark Elf rival. This is, yeah, just a typical knockout, drag-out fight between us because it's starting to become kind of a thing. And we're enjoying the hell out of it. So sit back, relax, and get ready to see the slaughter. My list is as follows. My general is my Demon Prince, Lord Tremendous. He's got the Mark of Tzeentch, he's got Chaos Armor, Charm Shield, Dragonbane Gem, Other Trickster Shard, Flaming Breath, Scaled Skin, and Soul Feeder. Like I've said before, I like having my Combat Lord and my Magic Lord separated, so I take the bare bones Tzeentch Demon Prince. No wings because movement 8 is still plenty. And I dropped the Demon Blade and took Flaming Breath because I wanted more flaming attacks in my army for regen stuff. And the Demon Blade has just bit me in the butt one too many times to be taken. Plus, you know, saving that 20 points lets me deck out the Sorcerer Lord a little bit more. So, now that I've mentioned him, I have a Sorcerer Lord, the Jade Mage. And if you read my book, you'll understand why I named him that. But he's my level 3 wizard. He's got the Chalice of Chaos simply because I like the item. Tactically, it's stupid. He shouldn't see combat. If he sees combat, I've done something wrong. And the off chance that he becomes a Demon Prince, that's always fun too, even though you lose the points for him. But he's also got the Chaos Familiar, so he has 4 spells, and he uses the Lore Metal. Because while I do enjoy the Lore Metal, I am toying with trying the Lore Shadow again. Just toying with it. My hero choices are my Exalted Hero, Tardum, the Herald of Tzeentch. He's got the Mark of Tzeentch. He's my BSB. He's on a Demonic Mount with a Great Weapon, Shield, Talisman of Preservation, and a Third Eye of Tzeentch. Last but not least is my Chaos Sorcerer, Ashkus the Muse. He's got the Mark of Slaanesh. He's a level 2 wizard. He's got a Steed of Slaanesh, the Slickness. He's equipped with an Enchanted Shield, the Skull of Catan, and he uses the Lore of Slaanesh because it's kind of nice. My core choices are a unit of Chaos Warhounds with Scaled Skin, a unit of 5 Chaos Warhounds with no skin, 10 Chaos Warriors, Jade Shards. They are strictly a bunker for my level 3 Sorcerer because he doesn't do well with sharp pointy things flying at his face. He's got the Mark of Tzeentch, or that unit has the Mark of Tzeentch, full command, hand weapon shields, and the Gleaming Pendant because it's a one-use only BSB. And then I have 3 chariots. 1 Mark Tzeentch, which is the Vessel of Change, 1 Mark Slaanesh, which is the new Lady Elizabeth, and 1 Mark Khorne, which is Rock and Roll, which is the chariot that you're looking at in this screen. My special choices are a unit of 5 Hellstriders, the Pleasure Riders. All they have is a banner, spear, and shields. The reason I even give them a banner is because of fortitude scenarios and stuff like that, which the Shiloh GT will be having, so every banner I can cram into this list is another victory. And then I've got a unit of 5 Chaos Knights, the Teeth of Tzeentch, with the Mark Tzeentch, Banner Musician, Ensorcelled Weapons, and the Banner of Eternal Flame. My rare choices are a Hell Cannon, and of course, the one, the only, the Mutalith Vortex. Gotta love the beast. My opponent's list consists of a lot of the same, really. He's got his Dreadlord as his general, with heavy armor, Sea Dragon Cloak, Enchanted Shield, Ogre Blade, Dawnstone, Other Trickster Shard. He's got his Supreme Sorceress as a level 4 wizard, Sacrificial Dagger, and the Lore of Dark Magic. He's trying out the Elf signature magic phase now. His heroes are a Death Hag and a Cauldron of Blood with Witch Brew, a Master who's his BSB with Heavy Armor, Cloak, Shield, Dragon Helm, and the Biting Blade. And he's got another Master on a Cold One with Heavy Armor, a Cloak, Great Weapon, and I don't remember what else. I didn't get a picture of his army list or anything like that, so honestly I have no clue what this guy's been kitted out with, and you'll see why. His core consisted of 20 Witch Elves with full command, 20 Dark Shards with Banner Musician and the Banner of Eternal Flame, and 20 Bleak Swords used as potential power dice. His special choices consisted of 25 Executioners with full command and the Banner of Swiftness, and 5 Cold One Knights with full command and the Razor Standard. His rare choices were 2 Scourge Runner Chariots and 5 Doomfire Warlocks. These are my spells, 4 from Metal, 2 from Slaanesh, and 1 from the Mutalith. If that doesn't sound familiar, then you haven't been paying attention. And these are his spells, all from the Lore of Dark Magic, with the exception of Soul Blight, which comes from the happiest lore in the book, and that's just on his warlocks. That and they share Doombolt. Here's deployment. As you can see, we're just squaring off against each other. I put my BSB in with the Knights because I was worried about him catching too much attention from the Scourge Runner chariots. Hindsight being 2020, maybe I should have just left him out and let him take pot shots at him, but with my luck I'd have rolled a 2 and gotten gutted first round. My chariots are kind of in the center, a little bit behind the dogs. I don't really know why I do that. It seems like a good idea at the time. With my warriors and my level 3 sorcerer in the back, just getting ready to final transmutation wherever they can. And then I have my Hell Cannon, my Beast, my Demon Prince, and my Hellstriders as far away from his 2 Scourge chariots as I possibly can put them, because they've only got a 24-inch range, and Strength 7, D3 wounds, and they're pulling me forward D6 inches, scares the hell out of me. So all my monsters are far, far away from his chariots. Here's his right flank, and as you can see, it's a couple of Scourge Runner chariots. Here's his center from left to right. There's his witches. There's his unit of executioners with the Cauldron and the Death Hag, his BSB, and his Dreadlord. Behind them are the 20 Bleak Swords with the Supreme Sorceress. And all those fancy-looking Corsairs are actually Dark Shards. So don't think that they're Corsairs, they're actually Dark Shards. Here's his left flank. That unit right there is his 5 Cold One Knights with his Master attached. And he's got 5 Doomfire Warlocks in the back. Here's my right flank. There's my Hellstriders with Ashikis top right there. My Demon Prince is behind them. My Mutalith is behind them. My Hell Cannon's kind of on the hill. And there's a little unit of dogs, kind of more towards the center, but you get the idea. And here's my center. Unit of dogs with Scaled Skin, Khorne Chariot, Slaanesh Chariot, Warriors with the Jade Mage, my Tzeentch Chariot. And here's the left flank with my Knights with my BSB Tartum. Here is top of 1 after movement. And as you can see, we come forward. I got to go first, which is always exciting. The Knights ran up. The Chariots came up. The Warriors moved up. Everything moved up. Nothing stood still except for the Hell Cannon so it could shoot. During my magic phase, I am able to get off the Beast spell on the cold ones, and I think I'm able to get the Stupidity one off on them. The Stupidity one or the Fear, I can't remember which. It doesn't have any effect on the unit whatsoever, with the exception of, I think, 3 of the Cold One Knights dying, and the Master actually took a wound, because he put one on the Master, which I guess is allowed. I don't know. We might have screwed that up. If we did, I apologize. It does actually have an effect on the game. But the Master ended up taking a wound because he took a toughness check. Right here, Ashkis gets Cacophonic Choir off on the Doomfire Warlocks and only kills 3 of them. I rolled like 9 hits and I was only able to roll 3 4s. But that's the way it goes, and I got 3 Warlocks, so I'm pretty happy about that. During the shooting phase, the what's it called? The Hell Cannon actually fired. I know that shows the template over the Cauldron. Actually fired about 2 or 3 inches to the right there on top of the Executioners, but it deviated right on top of the stupid Cauldron. And the Cauldron and the Witch Elf each take, and the Death Hag each take 1 wound because that's all I could do with multiple wounds. So yeah, that's kind of cool. But yeah, I'm not able to really capitalize on that shot. So here's bottom of 1 after movement, and he comes forward. He's like, the hell with it. This isn't going to work out. So everything pretty much comes forward except for his Scourge Chariots that kind of hang out right where they're at. Meanwhile, his Cold One Knights charge my Mutalith, and although they needed like a 10 to get me, he rolled an 11 and made it, which sucks. However, the trees actually take out his Master. Yeah, he runs into the forest, and the Master takes a wound, fails a dangerous terrain check, takes a wound, no armor save, he has no ward, and he dies. So I've got a couple of cold ones into my Mutalith, which is gives me hope. It gives me hope. Over here, he gets Word of Pain off on my Khorne Chariot and just takes 1 off of all of his stats. Not a big deal. His shooting phase, I think, his Scourge Chariots fire at the Knights and are able to kill 2 of them because, you know, Strength 7, no armor saves. And over there, his Dark Shards are able to easily kill off the dogs, which is kind of sad. In combat right here, the Cold Ones failed to do anything to the Mutalith. I make all my saves. And the Mutalith fails to do anything to the Cold Ones because they make all their saves. So unfortunately, I lose this combat by, I think, 2, because he's got a banner and he charged to nothing. Even with the Demon Prince right there giving him a 7, I don't roll a 7. The beast flees, and he is run down, which sucks. Yeah, it kills me when the beast dies too. However, there is a silver lining to this outcome. Because when he overruns, he runs out of the forest, so he takes another dangerous terrain check for his 2 Cold One riders. One of them dies. He rolls a 1, one dies. That's 50% casualties, so they take a panic check. He fails it and runs off the table. So, interesting game so far. Combat's been kind of weird. The beast dies to just pure intimidation, and then the one surviving Cold One knight panics and flees off the table. So I got a Master and Cold One knights for a beast, which means I think I think I might be on top on points right now, but it's going to be pretty close. So here's top of 2 after movement, and my chariot, my knights, and my BSB all charge, and my Slaanesh chariot, Tzeentch Slaanesh chariot, and the knights with my BSB all charge into the witches. They're frenzied, so all they can do is stand, and they all make it. The dogs run up to get in the way of the executioners. The Hellstriders charge the warlocks, who flee and get away, and my Demon Prince moves up behind the Triceratops head to make it harder for the Scourge Runner chariots to shoot him, and if anything comes past it, he's going to charge the hell out of it. Meanwhile, the Hell Cannon stays right where he's at so he can shoot some more. There's a better picture of 2 chariots and some knights slamming into some witches, getting ready to just destroy them. Anytime 2 strength 5 chariots worth of impact hits slam into toughness 3 naked chicks, you can be excited. Over here, there's a better picture of the warlocks fleeing from the Striders, which makes sense. That's a whole big unit of Slaanesh coming after something that is terrified of Slaanesh. During my magic phase, I get Hysterical Frenzy off on the warlocks simply because next time well, 2 reasons. If they survive Hysterical Frenzy, I wanted them to have to stand next time I charge them. And 2, I do D6 strength 3 hits to them, and they're only toughness 3. They have, I guess, a 6-up armor save, but I figured that's just an ongoing, beautiful way to kill them. And it works. Yeah, it does its job. I do 5 strength 3 hits to them, and I wound them like 4 times, and they die. Also, during the magic phase, I get Final Transmutation off on the Executioners, and I'm able to kill 7 of them, which isn't great, but I'll take it. 7 golden elves right now is a lot better than before. It makes them a little bit more manageable. However, the resulting miscast 6 does end up putting a wound on the Jade Mage and killing off a couple of my shards, my Chaos Warriors, but that's what they're for. Yeah, see, that's what they're for. 2 die, but who cares? They're warriors, and they really haven't done anything for me in months, in about a month. In combat against the witches, I think I kill, out of the 20 of them, I think 18 are dead. 16 to 18 die, just straight out die to combat. I lose a knight, and I think my Slaanesh chariot takes a wound for their trouble. They break, of course. They end up fleeing from the knights. Everything pursues. We catch them, and they're dead. And here's where we end up. The knights are in a precarious situation here with 2 Scourge Runner chariots right there in their flank. I would love to say that it was just a oh well type of thing. I got so excited about killing the witches that I just overran. I didn't even think about where the Scourge chariots were going to be. My hope was if they did charge, they kill my 2 knights real quick. If not, my BSB is going to make way and just try to slaughter one of the chariots for combat res purposes only. Meanwhile, my Slaanesh and Tzeentch chariot are in a pretty good spot. I'm not too worried about them. So here's bottom of 2 after movement, and apparently my opponent thought the same thing because he doesn't charge with anything. The Scourge Chariots just redirect or reposition, I should say, in order to get better shots off at whatever it is he's going to shoot at. His Executioners reform to face where the Chariots are at because the way they are, not both of them are not going to be able to get out of combat or out of the charge arc. The Bleak Swords turn around to face the other Chariot, so I can't get a flank charge at him, and no one's stupid enough to pass up the Stegonon head, so I can't charge anything during my turn. During his magic phase, once again, he gets Word of Pain off on my Tzeentch Chariot. He rolls triple, I think, in order to get it off, and he's able to slip 1 wound through with the, I don't know, the lore attribute for Lore of Darkness, or whatever it is. However, he got it off Irresistible, and he miscast 9 and puts a wound on his Supreme Sorceress. However, she only loses 1 dice from the power pool because that's the way it is. He's been rolling kind of low this game. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, and he actually puts 3 wounds on, or he gets 2 more wounds on the Chariot when he fires at it with the Scourge Chariot things. And one of the other Scourge Runner Chariots shoots into my Knights, and he kills one, and the other one makes his ward save. So that was actually really cool. So here's top of 3 after movement, and there has been some. For the most part, my Knight and my BSB now separate from each other because they're just busy doing other things. And everything else moves around. The Tzeentch Chariot, who's now hanging on by 1 wound, throws himself in front of the Executioners so that everything else can get away. The Knight moves around to give the Scourge Runner Chariot something to think about, and my BSB moves into a better position. Meanwhile, the Demon Prince runs up to get in front of the archers, daring them to charge. I want the Bleak Swords. The BSB runs up to face the Bleak Swords. The Khorne Chariot moves, and the Hell Cannon stays right where he's at because he's more useful shooting at this point. During my magic phase, I'm able to get final transmutation off on the Executioners again, and I kill 7 more guys. I can't seem to roll a 6 for the Cauldron or any of his characters in there, but I can golden statue all the Executioners all day, which is kind of nice. The resulting miscast of an 8 puts another wound on the Jade Mage, which sucks because now he's hanging on by a thread. And of course, Ashigus now takes a wound in this one because I didn't roll a 1 to wound him. The Hell Cannon takes a pot shot at the Scourge Runner Chariots, and I end up just nicking this one, and it does cause a wound, but he doesn't panic or anything like that, because, yeah, that sucks. So, we go to bottom of 3 after movement, and the Executioners charge the Tzeentch Chariot, and his Scourge Runner Chariot just run around to try to get better angles at things they want to shoot at. Other than that, there's not a whole lot of movement. During his magic phase, he's able to do a little something to my BSB. I don't remember exactly what he gets off, but he's able to do something to my BSB, and he gets a wound through, so poop. In combat, of course, the Executioners, with impact hits and everything like that from the Cauldron, have no problem getting that final wound off on my Chariot. They kill him, they overrun him, nothing else happens. So we go to top of 4 after movement, and I send in my Slaanesh Chariot, my Knight, and my Khorne Chariot into the flanks of his Executioners. Meanwhile, the BSB and the Demon Prince slam into the front and back, respectively, of the Bleak Swords with the Supreme Sorceress inside. And the Hell Cannon, I believe, fails his leadership check and moves 3d6 forward towards the closest enemy unit, which is the Bleak Swords. And then I put my Hellstriders up on top of the hill to get a better shot off at the Scourge Runner Chariots, because I need them to die. There's a better picture of both Chariots and my Knight slamming into the Executioners, and at this point it's just like, well, they're close enough to being dead, why not? And here's an excellent shot of the Demon Prince and the BSB about to slam into Core Choice Elves. During the magic phase, I'm able to get Choir off on the damn Chariot. I roll 4 for the amount of hits, and I'm only able to wound him twice. Should be dead. I need... Oh, if I could just roll average. But I guess I really shouldn't complain. He now has Always Strikes Last and D6 movement, so it's not like he's going to be charging anything this turn. However, the resulting miscast 7 ends up killing 2 of the Hellstriders, which means Ashigus is now exposed. So, not exactly what I was hoping for, but it is what it is. During combat, the impact hits don't do nearly as much as I needed them to do. They do a significant amount. A bunch of Executioners do die, but unfortunately it's not enough to break them from Steadfast. I was kind of hoping for a little bit more. I am able to put a wound through on his Dreadlord, which is kind of nice. With my Corn Chariot, the Slanesh Chariot, and the Tzeentch Knight are able to do considerable amounts of damage to the unit. Unfortunately, that's all they're able to do. They take a bunch of wounds. The Elves don't lose by much. They're steadfast. They stand, no problem. However, many of the Bleak Swords get killed. They are still steadfast. They do end up making their break check, but yeah, it's a good start. A very, very good start. So here's bottom of 4 after movement, and there's none. The Scourge Chariots turn to face the Hellstriders, and that's it. During the magic phase, I think it's the magic phase, the Hellstriders take some damage. I don't remember exactly what causes it, but I'm down to Ashicus and the banner guy for the Hellstriders. The resulting miscast, 6, is a small template over her head. The BSB is fine, a bunch of his Bleak Swords die, and the Demon Prince actually takes a wound. And of course, the Sorceress takes another wound, so she's going to die this turn. And she did a really good job hurting me, so it kind of worked out for her in the end. In the shooting phase, both Scourge Runner Chariots shoot, one hits, ends up hitting the banner guy and just pulverizes him. No, I'm sorry, the first one hits, pulverizes the banner guy, and then the second one hits, wounds, and of course Ashicus doesn't have a ward save, and he gets stapled to the ground. I think he does like 3 wounds to him or something like that. So that's it for Ashicus, which sucks. Then the Dark Shards, having nothing else to shoot at my warriors, and I think they're able to do like 1 wound and kill one of the shards, which is fine. This is exactly what they're for. However, during the combat phase, we finish off the Supreme Sorceress and the Bleak Sword. My BSB turns to face the Executioners, and my Demon Prince turns to face the Dark Shards, because they have to die. Over here in this combat, the Executioners have had enough. They kill off my Slanesh Chariot, they kill off my Corn Chariot. However, my Knight, I think, is able to kill off his BSB. I'm not joking. I think my Knight is able to kill off his BSB, and the horse is able to kill another one of the Executioners. I think maybe the unit champion. Not 100% on that one. But I end up winning this combat yet again, but they end up staying, and then they end up turning the face. So we go to top of 5, and my BSB charges in to the Executioners, because why not? My Demon Prince charges the Dark Shards, who immediately fail their terror check, and they run like 3 inches. My Demon Prince is easily able to run them down and ends up way the hell on the other side of the table. I can roll like an 11 or 12 for charging on top of his movement 8, so he was like 20 inches across the table. And other than that, the Hell Cannon just kind of stays where he's at because there's no real target anymore. I might as well shoot at the damn chariots. His movement 3 isn't really going to get him across the table anytime sooner. The Warriors move up to get their spells off, or to give the Jade Mage a better shot at his spells against them, and that's really about it. There's a better picture of Tardum going in after the Cauldron, just to try to help out the Knight because he can. And there's a picture of Tremendous running down the the Dark Shards, because they were foolish enough to flee. Well, foolish enough or smart enough, however you want to see it, from my Demon Prince. So yeah, that worked out great. During the shooting phase, the Hell Cannon is able to finish off the Scourge Chariot. Just barely clips him, but Strength 5 hit wounds, and it gets through his armor, so he dies. The other Scourge Chariot just kind of giggles. He doesn't flee or nothing. I get Enchanted Blades off on my BSB because I figure if his Death Hag doesn't accept it, his Dreadlord will. I was kind of figuring his Dreadlord will, so every little bit helps when it comes to hitting him. The resulting miscast 10 makes the Jade Mage no longer a wizard. He is now the Jade unit champion. So it's unfortunate, but he's done his job. So the fact that he didn't pulverize himself is just fine. And then in combat, I don't end up killing his general with my BSB, but with charge, banner, and I think the Knight kills a couple more Executioners. We end up winning this combat. They are still steadfast, but he doesn't have a reroll, and he rolls an 11. We pursue him. He runs like Snake Eyes. I'm not even kidding. And we run down everything. So the Executioners, the Cauldron, the Death Hag, his general, everything dies to the glory that is me. And, Tardum and the Knights. So here's what it looks like at the bottom of 5 after movement. The only thing that happens is his remaining chariot, which I believe is all he has left, goes after, tries to kill my BSB in the shooting phase. And believe it or not, he hits, he wounds, and I roll a 2 for his ward save. And my opponent rolls a 1 for the D3 wounds that it does. So Tardum hangs on by a wound. He's got a big strength 7 barbed bolt sticking out through his chest, but he's still breathing, so he's alive. And there's the end of the game right there. As you can see, the only thing that's left is the Scourge Runner Chariot, and my opponent just calls it. He surrenders at this point, says it's just not worth playing anymore. So yeah, that was actually the way the game looks at the end of the day. And as you can tell, Chaos triumphed gloriously. But we'll get to that in a minute, because right now it's time for a quick timeout. Banners, banners, banners. Look at the banners. I know you want the banners. I know you need the banners. I know you can't live without the banners. So stop trying. Send this guy an email. Check him out on Facebook. Hell, he's got a Pinterest account. Check him out, guys. He's got solid, excellent quality banners for sale. They're good price. You're going to spend more on fast food than you are on one of these banners. They are outstanding. Check him. Don't take my word for it. Don't take this picture for it. Go to his Facebook page. Check him out. And after you're done checking him out, leave him a message. Just tell him what you're looking for. Tell him what you're thinking. And he'll give you a concept idea. And you're going to fall in love with it. And you're going to want it. And you're going to get it. Because why? You can't live without it. Send this guy an email. Check him out on Facebook. Get a banner. It's totally worth it. Tokens, fellas. Tokens, tokens, tokens. Wound counters, augment markers, hex markers, every status, ailment, and effect you can think of, from not being able to move to the lore attributes to the lore hexes and bonuses that they provide. Everything that you can think of that you could need a marker for, that we use dice for, Token Grail makes the tokens. Send her an email, tell her what you need. Any gaming system, from Magic the Gathering to Infinity to Malifaux to 40k to Fantasy, whatever you need tokens for, she will make them, and they come out they're flawless. Look at them. They're the glass beads. They magnify the words in the picture, so they're really easy to see from, the tabletop and everything like that. They're a lot more accurate than dice, and they're dirt cheap, guys. She sells them for less than $10 a kit. Dirt cheap prices, solid gold quality. Totally worth it. Send her an email, get yourself some tokens. The only request that I make is that if you are overseas, if you're outside of America, before you send her an email, you have to understand that shipping prices are through the roof. So as long as you're okay with paying like $30+ shipping fees, don't send her an email, because it's just going to waste both your times. But if you are in America or you don't mind high shipping fees, then by all means, send her an email, get yourself some tokens. Totally worth it. So yes, after all was said and done, it was a glorious victory for Lord Tremendous. My opponent surrendered in the top of 6. Which, the way we played, if you surrender, all of your stuff spontaneously combusts and you die. So you table yourself. But he had a Scourge Chariot left, so it wasn't like a huge favor that he did me or anything like that. We just got to talk about the list and stuff afterwards. In the end, Warriors of Chaos ended up losing Ashikis, the Hellstriders, 1 unit of Warhounds, all 3 of my chariots, and the Beast. Oh, it's always so hard to see the Beast go. The Dark Elves, however, ended up losing everything. He surrendered when he only had a chariot left, but yeah, when you surrender where we are, you lose everything just dies. So it is what it is, and it was a good game. A very odd game. The Cold One Knights losing 1 to the woods when charging the Mutalith, running down the Beast, and then losing another to woods, and then panicking off the table. Wow. And I know what you're going to say. Oh, but they have the stupidity rules, so they're immune psychology. We can't get there. In my gaming group, in my area, we can't get there with the rules. The stupidity rules, the way we play them, is you're only immune to psychology when you fail your stupidity check. That's when you're subject to stupidity. That's the way we see it. If you play it differently in your circles, more power to you. If we came to your area and you know, we were playing a game in your hometown or whatever, we of course would play it your way. But this is the way we play it down here. This is the way we understand it. And until an FAQ comes out, you know, explaining it better, that's the way we're going to continue to play it. So that's how his cold ones were able to panic after losing yet another guy to dangerous terrain checks, which was actually pretty cool. It was good to have my Demon Prince back and kicking ass. I missed my Demon Prince. There's nothing wrong with my Chaos Lord. Let me just get that out there right now. I enjoyed playing the Chaos Lord. The problem is, after I played my last 2 games, I watched my Warriors of Chaos opponent play my High Elf opponent. And it was actually a really good game. And my Warriors of Chaos opponent, of course, has a Demon Prince. And his Demon Prince wasn't doing extraordinary or anything like that. It was just the fact that he had a Demon Prince on the table. I missed my Demon Prince really bad. So, tactics and strategy and intelligent decision making be damned. I have my, you know, discount Demon Prince back on the table, and he's here to stay. I missed fielding my Demon Prince. So that's why he's back. My chariots are doing really well. Running into the Witch Elves was glorious. Running 2 or 3 in at the same time is a great thing. I cannot wait to get all 3 chariots to charge something and make it at the same time. That's going to be just phenomenal. Although I'll roll 3 ones, but it'll still be a lot of fun. I'm still really enjoying running 3 chariots. I like using the warriors as a bunker. I think that's the best use for them, for me. And so I plan to continue to do that. And while my opponent's list does need some tweaking, we were talking about it afterwards. Expect the next, actually it'll be Battle Report 69 will be the one that I play Holy Death again. And his list is much different from this one, and you'll see it, and it's actually a very good fight. But it was a great game against a great opponent, and it's going to be a great rematch. So I hope you guys look forward to watching that one. It'll be Battle Report 69. But that's going to do it for this one, Battle Report 67. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. I certainly am getting a huge kick out of doing all these. Also, I'm now part of a blog thing. I'm not really sure how to describe that. SRS Business, which I think is short for Serious Business. Not 100%. I literally just got pulled onto this little crew. But I'm going to put the address of it in the details and stuff like that, where I keep all the other ads. In the little section below if you want to check that out. It's an everything Warhammer blog. There's only a few of us really typing anything, but it's just somewhere that we are going to post any kind of tactics or thoughts that we have on Warhammer. I've got a Mutalith Vortex Beast tactics and suggestions type of thing. I am by no means an expert, but if I have an opinion and it helps you out in any kind of way, then it was worth it. But if you want to check it out, go ahead. There's no ads or anything like that, so it's not like we're doing it for money. If you want to, you know, throw a comment or 2 on there, or just stick with the YouTube comments, that's perfectly fine. But I figured I'd throw it out there, give you guys the opportunity. Other than that, though, that's going to do it for this one, guys. I'm done. Thanks.